You know what's crazy? 3 out of 4 Americans will never have $100,000 to their name. Not in the bank, not in investments, nowhere. And I'm not talking about people who never had a chance. I'm talking about folks with careers, steady paychecks, people who look financially stable from the outside, but their net worth, basically zero. Here's the math that explains why this happens and the exact system that breaks you out. My name is Ivan, and I help people understand the psychology and mechanics behind building real wealth. If you're tired of wondering why your bank account never seems to grow despite making decent money, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if this video helps you figure out where you've been going wrong. Let's start with a reality check. The average 30-year-old American has $7,000 in net worth. At 40, $18,000. Even at 50, we're looking at maybe $43,000. That's after 20 to 30 years of working, decades of paychecks, and still nowhere close to 6 figures. So why does this number matter? Because hitting 100,000 is like passing a benchmark in fitness or academics. It's not the finish line, but it tells you whether your system is actually working or whether you're just spinning your wheels. Here's the first trap that kills most people. Lifestyle creep. You get a raise, $500 more per month. Finally, you've been grinding. You deserve something nice. So you upgrade the apartment, lease a better car, start eating out more, subscribe to 3 more streaming services, and suddenly, that $500, gone, every penny. In fact, you might be spending $520 because now you feel richer. This is the wealth killer nobody talks about. Every time your income rises, your lifestyle rises to match it. You're on a treadmill that speeds up every time you speed up. You're sprinting, but you're not going anywhere. Here's the psychology beat most people miss. Feeling rich and being rich are completely different things. Feeling rich is a new car and the trendy apartment and the latest phone. Being rich is having assets that pay for those things. One is a costume, the other is actual wealth. The person making $80,000 who lives like they make $40,000 will always outbuild the person making $120,000 who lives like they make $120,000. Math doesn't care about your vibes or your Instagram feed. Let me make this concrete with Rich Richard and Poor Peter. Both guys make $90,000 a year. Rich Richard keeps his lifestyle locked at $50,000. That's a $12,000 used car, a modest apartment, meal prep on Sundays, boring stuff. Poor Peter lives at $85,000. New lease every 3 years, DoorDash 4 times a week, the works. After 10 years, Rich Richard has over $400,000 in invested assets. Poor Peter has maybe $30,000 and a car payment. Same income, completely different lives. The gap between what you earn and what you spend, that's the only number that matters for wealth. Now, let's shift gears to trap number 2, the payments mentality. Quick test. How much does a car cost? If you answered in monthly payments, congratulations, you've been infected. This is how modern consumer culture keeps people poor. When you think in monthly payments, you completely lose sight of actual cost. That $30,000 car at $399 a month for 72 months, you're paying $35,000 by the time it's done. Plus insurance went up, plus maintenance, plus you're underwater on the loan the second you drive off the lot. But it felt affordable because, hey, $399 a month. I can swing that. Here's the consequence most people never calculate. Every monthly payment is a recurring debt that resets your net worth to zero. Car loans, credit cards, buy, now pay later. Affirm, Klarna, 0% APR for 12 months, then 29% forever. You work, you get paid, you make your payments. You have nothing left, repeat for years. Your money is always spoken for before it even hits your account. Here's the action. Stop thinking in payments, think in total cost. If you can't afford to buy it outright or nearly outright, you can't afford it, period. Trap number 3, late investing and no compound growth. Most people think they can save their way to $100,000. Just stack cash in a savings account, maybe a high yield one giving you 4% if you're lucky, but that's not how wealth works. You don't save your way there, you invest your way there, and the earlier you start, the more insane the math gets. Let me show you something that should genuinely bother you. If you invest $200 a month starting at 22, assuming average market returns around 8%, you'll have over $100,000 by your late 30s. That's just $200 a month. Start at 32 instead. You'll have about 50,000 by your late 30s. Half as much, same money, same returns, just 10 years later. Start at 42, you're barely at 20,000 by your late 40s. This is compound growth, and most people completely waste it because they think they'll start investing later. Later, when they make more money. Later, when they're more stable. Later, when they figure things out. And then later becomes too late. Here's the psychology shift that matters. Time is the ingredient most people refuse to give compound interest. They want the result now, they want to feel rich now. But wealth is built in decades, not months. The magic of compounding requires boring consistency over long stretches of time. Set up automatic transfers. 200, 300, 500 a month into a simple index fund. S&P 500. Total stock market. Make it automatic so you never see the money. You can't miss what you never had. Now, the objection I always hear. But Ivan, what about inflation? What about market crashes? Fair. Let's address it. Yes, inflation exists. That's why you invest instead of saving cash. Stocks historically return 8 to 10%. Inflation runs 2 to 3%. Your real return is still 5 to 7%. Way better than a savings account. And crashes, they happen. 2008, 2020. But here's the thing. If you're investing consistently, you're buying during the crash too. That's called dollar cost averaging. You're not trying to time the market. You're in the market. Crashes are sales. You just keep buying. Trap number 4, no asset ownership. Look around at what most people own. A car losing value every year, the latest phone worth $200 in 2 years, a closet full of clothes, monthly subscriptions bleeding them dry, Spotify, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Apple, Amazon, $15 here, $10 there. None of this is wealth. These are liabilities dressed up as lifestyle. They cost you money every month and they're never going to make you a single dollar. Now look at what wealthy people own. Stocks, index funds, maybe a small business, maybe rental property, things that generate money or grow in value while you sleep. The difference between the middle class and the wealthy isn't usually income. It's what they do with that income. One group buys things, the other group buys things that buy things. Think about that for a second. Assets buy things. Your investments grow and eventually they start paying for your lifestyle. That's real wealth, not a leased BMW. Here's where it gets interesting. Why does 100,000 even matter? Because of something called the wealth threshold. Once you hit 100K in invested assets, the game fundamentally changes. At 100,000, if the market returns an average 8%, you just made $8,000 in a year without doing anything. That's almost $700 a month in growth just sitting there. Now your money is genuinely making money. And this is where the snowball starts rolling. Getting from 0 to 100K might take you 7 years. Getting from 100K to 200K might take 3. Getting from 200 to 400 even faster. The numbers start compounding on themselves. There's a quote that captures this perfectly. Money makes money, but only after you have enough money. The first 100,000 is almost all sacrifice. It's discipline. It's saying no to lifestyle creep. It's aggressive debt payoff. It's consistent investing even when it feels pointless. You're pushing a boulder up a hill, but once you get it to the top, gravity starts working for you instead of against you. So how do you actually break out? Here's the roadmap. Step 1, eliminate all high interest debt, credit cards, personal loans. Anything above 7% interest, you can't outinvest 20% credit card interest, kill it first. This isn't negotiable. Step 2, build a $10,000 emergency fund. This is your buffer. This stops you from going back into debt the next time life throws something at you. High yield savings account. Don't touch it unless it's a genuine emergency. No, concert tickets are not an emergency. Step 3, automate investing. Set up automatic transfers of at least $500 a month into a simple index fund. Total stock market. S&P 500, something boring and broad. Make it automatic. You never see the money. You can't miss what you never had. Step 4, and this is the hard one. Live like you make half your income. I know that sounds extreme, but if you can pull this off even for a few years, you will be shocked at how fast you build wealth. Most people live at 100% of their income. Some live at 110%. Live at 50 and watch what happens. Here's the formula that makes all of this work. Skill plus time plus compound interest equals wealth. Skill gets you the income. Time gives compound interest room to work. Compound interest does the heavy lifting. You need all three, and for most people, they're missing at least one piece. Usually time, they start too late, or they're missing discipline. They let lifestyle creep steal the gap between income and spending. Let me leave you with this. Reaching 100,000 in net worth has almost nothing to do with how much money you make. There are people earning 40,000 a year who hit this milestone faster than people earning 150,000. Why? Because it's not about the size of your paycheck. It's about the gap between what you earn and what you spend, and how long you let that gap compound in the market. Your job builds your income. Your investments build your wealth. Those are two completely different things. The path to 100K isn't glamorous. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's watching your index fund go up 3% and being genuinely excited about it. It's driving the same car for 8 years while your friends lease new ones every 3. It's bringing lunch to work when everyone else orders DoorDash. But here's what nobody tells you. Once you cross that threshold, everything changes. The second 100K comes faster. The third comes faster still. And suddenly you're building wealth at a pace that would have seemed impossible when you were at 0. The game is rigged against you in the beginning. That's just the truth. But if you can survive the grind to 100,000, you've officially made it to the other side. Now, go build that first 100K. Your future self will thank you.